Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Lois and welcome back to Project Ozone 2. In the last episode, we were working on a little bit of a system way down here. This guy, to make draconic cores. And, well, it's working just fine. It fills up pretty quickly and we have extras and all that fun stuff. We're going to need a lot of draconic cores because of, I'm actually going to upgrade that. Because why not? And also because, it might be good to have a lot more draconic cores than that. Because we're going to need a lot for making the chaos catalyst and all that fun stuff. So now that will hold a whole lot more. I don't even know how many it will hold, but it will just kind of continuously produce and will eventually fill up. Which will be good. So yeah, we were working on that last episode and just trying to get ready to do a bunch of things. One of the big things we need to do is get the rest of we need to get a couple more chaos catalysts so that we can make a few more auto crafting tables, dire auto crafting tables. And then we're going to be setting up, and the plan for today is to start setting up 3 more auto crafting setups. One for one for the ultimate stew, one for the cosmic meatballs, and one for the infinity catalyst, or at least as much of this as we can. I still need to figure out a way to make the eternal singularities. There are a couple of different ways. I'm not entirely sure which way we're going to use. But one thing I want to point out is I kind of AFK'd for a while and made a bunch of, or got a bunch of octuple compressed cobblestone. We have a little over 8,000 now, so that's really nice. And really, really, really good news. I think I finally fixed this thing. This is the Rune Maker, and before we test it out, I want to upgrade the mana spreader. But I'm pretty sure I fixed it completely. It seems to be working just fine, and I can make mass quantities of runes, which is important because we're going to need them. But to make this, we need a dragon stone, which I think I have one in here. I do. I don't have many, but I do have one. So that's all we need. And we can upgrade that to the Gaia mana spreader. We're going to need our wand. And you know what? We can go ahead and tell the system to start making some runes. So I have a stack of runes of wrath. We're gonna need a stack of runes of gluttony. So let's get. We can't do more than 49 at a time until I make more runes of winter. Just because of how the system works, I made over a stack of fire, earth, and winter. Or fire and earth, and if I make a stack of winter, then we can make a stack at a time. So we can only make 40 currently because the system won't like it if we reuse the same thing. It doesn't know that we can do that, but that won't be a problem. We're gonna come down here. These guys are all placed down, and we're gonna make sure that is attached. Put the lens on there. And this system is working perfectly now. So the problem we had to begin with was wow, that's really fast. That's too fast. All right. I just want to take the. Yeah, that's too fast. Alrighty then. Can't do that. Oh man, that is unfortunate, but not unexpected. Like what the problem was, I'll get to that in a second. So, we were having the problem of a couple things. So, one, we were having the problem that yeah, it's gonna mess up now. Let's go turn it off and we can get this fixed. So okay, there's a bunch of problems, and it's a very delicate little system. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do about that, but hope that we okay, we can't make this go too fast because I know what happened. Like I actually do understand what went wrong and all that fun stuff. So it's not that big of a deal. But let's kind of talk about this for a second. So what happened? Well, the Runic Altar cannot accept items instantly. And since our whole system is kind of based off of the principle of when this is running, the chest doesn't get to pull out items anymore, then if this is not accepting items, we can't do anything. And that's what this delay is about. This delay is so that the chest doesn't pull out items until it goes through. So this can't go too fast. Evidently, a Gaia Mana Spreader with the lens is too fast. So what was happening was it gets the recipe done and it does everything, but then the Runic Altar won't accept the item, and the system goes, well, I want to keep putting items on there because it's not running yet, so we're going to keep putting items because we need to complete the recipe, but it doesn't realize that it's already done that plus more, so it will never complete the recipe, and it breaks. But the other thing that was happening, and this was the problem, was actually something very similar, where this chest, which has the living rock, would pull out the item, drop it on here, and occasionally would drop a second living rock. And that wasn't a problem because living rock does not go on the Runic Altar. I don't think it is accepted on the Runic Altar at all. And so it's not a problem for the first recipe, but for the next recipe, when the dispenser activates, it immediately activates the Runic Altar, and the delay doesn't have time to activate. So you get the same kind of thing of it starts sending items, the items don't get accepted, and it breaks. Now, why this was sending 2 items occasionally is actually because of the item duct. So I went ahead and upgraded the item duct to a faster item duct. The reason we're using a servo and not anything else is because this takes 3 seconds per extraction. It extracts 1 item, and then 3 seconds later, it extracts another item. And what was causing problems was the item duct was too slow. So it would start pulling the item, and by the time it got here, the servo had already tried to extract another item. And so we needed a faster pipe so that this only extracts 1 item, and it seems to work. I'm going to make sure that the Gaia Mana Spreader will work by itself. It shouldn't be too much faster. So let's make like 16 more of these, and it should be fine, and then we can go do other things. Because like I said, today what I want to do is I want to finish up getting all of the yeah, that should be fine. Other than the fact that it shot the item out. That was weird, but that should be fine. Make sure it doesn't do that again. Okay. So yeah, it'll work just fine. So what we're going to focus on today is getting the auto crafting tables kind of set up. And this episode is probably going to be broken up pretty significantly. Just because I'll have to do a lot of off-camera stuff every once in a while. So, in order to get the Chaos Catalyst, which I don't think we're going to automate these. I think we're just going to do you know what, we will automate the Chaos Catalyst, because these are used enough that I don't think that's a problem. So, we're only missing a couple of items before we can do anything else. But first things first, we need to automate Cosmic Meatballs and Ultimate Stew. And that's going to require a bunch of things that I don't currently have. But before we do any of that, what I want to do, we're going to get a slaughterhouse. Can we EMC those? I don't remember. Yeah, let's just get a slaughterhouse. And we're going to need some piping. These and these. energy conduits. And what we're going to do is set this guy up right here. And the slaughterhouse will... how do I want to do this? We're going to have interfluid conduits. And we're going to send this over here. We'll have a drum. We'll have two drums. One that will have pink slime, which I should be able to bucket out and not worry about. But let's get drums. We're actually going to use bedrockium drums just because it's better to go overkill. And put you there, you there. We should be able to extract, always active, insert. We could blacklist. Do I have a bucket on me? Of course not. But I believe there's buckets right here. So we should be able to take a bucket of pink slime. We should be able to blacklist pink slime. And on here, whitelist pink slime. And that should be fine. And then we just run this over here. A little bit of lag. That happens more often than I'm happy with, but oh well. Not much we can do about it. Unless we want to do lag busting, but it hasn't been too much of an issue, so I'm not too worried about it. And there we go. So this will basically allow us to make more meat. And that will be an insert for the meat, liquid meat, and this will be an extract, always active. And then that will fill up this guy. And then all we'll need to do is, honestly, green. Where does green go? I never filled in that gap. Green is over here, isn't it? Yes. We can do a different one. So let's get some pink dye. Do I really only have that much pink dye? Let's get some more pink dye, because pink dye will be good. Let's get like a stack of it. And we're gonna grab 2 ender chests. So that's literally all we have to do. We do need to power our machine. But that shouldn't be too bad either. I could just put a tesseract there. And that would work, but I think what we'll do is just run this over. Actually, you know what? I think there's stuff underneath. So let's get rid of these. Oh man, I gotta do all that again. Dang it. You get the idea. We'll set this up and let's see, right here, like right in here. There it is. Should probably turn that on. So ender conduit, we'll just bring this over. And that will give us power. And there's just one more thing to do, other than fix the, fixing the filter. But we'll just put this there. All right, so let's grab our bucket of pink slime. Insert whitelist pink slime. insert blacklist, pink slime, extract always active, and then finish that up. Cool. And then we'll just have something like this. We're gonna do pink, pink, pink because the meat is pink. And we'll need item conduits for this one. And extract always active. Insert. There's the raw meat. So we need the raw meat for the cosmic meatballs. We're going to need 2, and that's pretty much it. So why are we going to use this instead of that guy? Well, mob essence. So the last thing we need to do, basically we don't have to worry about mob essence, and that less things I have to like deal with, the better off we'll be. The only thing we need to do now is if we grab our precision sledgehammer, you can see that's the area that this can accept things. So what we need to do, what is that? Something weird. Oh, did that get rotated? Well, I'm glad I noticed that. That is strange. So the only thing we need to do is get some vector plates, impulse plates, whatever. Do we have any more of those? And that will just move the villagers. We do have more of them. Cool. So we'll just need to move the villagers to that little section. So just do something like this, and I will kind of come back in here and kind of deal with this, because I don't believe this can accept upgrades, which is a bummer, but whatever. So I will kind of organize all those and all that fun stuff. I want to see F7. If we get rid of that, yeah, these the bricks give light, so yeah, so I will make the impulse plates and do all that stuff. But what we're going to end up doing is we'll set up all this stuff over here. So for the cosmic meatballs, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 EMC, neutrons, and raw meat. So we need 6. We need 7 total. Oh, okay, technically 8 total things. So let's grab our bag. We're gonna need more energy condensers. Let's actually set one of these guys up to be duplicated whenever we get a chance to. And yeah, we're gonna need 6 different meats, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so 6 of these. We do something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these guys will have the various meats. So we'll need fish, pork, imp. I believe it's all called raw. Yeah, so raw beef, raw chicken, raw fish, raw imp hide, raw mutton, and raw pork. And we just set these guys up. Now, a lot of this stuff is going to be pretty low level, like low EMC value. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. So we don't have to worry about getting like octuple compressed cobblestone. We'll probably go to 4 or less. So these are all set up, and then what we'll end up doing is just extracting all of these into a auto crafting table. And that's it. That's all we got to do. Now these will also be inserts, so let's go grab a Conduit Probe because I love those things. Super useful when you're doing big builds, and this is going to be a very big build sooner rather than later because of the next one we have to make, which is the Ultimate Stew. Now this is something I'm going to set up kind of off camera, but it'll be fine. So we are going to need more chests than I would like for that, but it's fine. You'll see how I'm going to do it. So these guys we're going to be extracting on, let's do extract on red, no, extract on green, insert on red, and this will be always active. So we're just going to copy and paste all of those, and that's all we have to do. So then this will be, we'll have 2 ender chests. One will be this one with pink, 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 so that is the raw meat. This will be extract always active. And then we'll get another ender chest that will be for the neutrons. And then I think what we're going to actually do is we're going to set the crafters up somewhere else and send those out. Yeah, I think those are going to be easier to send out. So we'll have another chest, another ender chest somewhere like here. And my inventory is very quickly getting filled up. We'll have another ender chest like here that will provide all of the stuff. So I'm going to set that stuff up. I'm going to get more energy condensers and start working on setting up the Ultimate Stew, which is a lot more. I'll figure out how many different things we need and get those all set up, and then we can start working on getting everything going. And then I'll also need to make at the very least one of the Chaos Catalysts, which I think for this all we need is an Infinity Catalyst. We need Cosmic and Awakened Cores. I'm making the Awakened Cores. We can get the Chaotic, not Cosmic, the Chaotic pretty easily, and then Advanced PCB and Chirp Bases, which this is just a bunch of auto crafting that I need to teach the system how to do. So I think I'm going to work on that, and something is not happy. And I'm going to fix that over there, the other thing. But yeah, so I'm going to work on that, and then we'll come back once I have all that done and get our other stuff going. So get all this stuff kind of set up and working so that we can, there we go. It wasn't letting me grab that. So that we can potentially get this stuff auto-crafted. So I will be back once I have a little bit of this done. Oh man, well that took a little bit of time, but I am finished and we can continue on. So first of all, that is messed up. Can't do much about that. It's it's not a big deal. But yeah, so I did a lot of work, and it's been quite a few hours. In fact, so many hours that this episode isn't going to go up today, it's going to go up tomorrow. So yeah, if you wonder why there wasn't a video yesterday, and before that, apologies, I've been slacking on videos. It's been, you know, Christmas and all the holiday stuff. I've been busy, but yeah, so this has taken a little bit longer than I expected. So this is like 3-ish hours later. I ate dinner and all sorts of stuff. So what do I have done? Well, I have that. So this is going to be for the Ultimate Stew, and all of these are filled up with various ingredients. And then we have some ender chests here that are going to be for the different berries. Dusk berries, blightberries, skyberries, stingberries, and mallowberries. Those are coming from up here. These are probably all empty. That's okay. So hopefully this isn't like backstuffed. No, it's not. It's still harvesting. The problem is it has a huge area that it's harvesting, so it doesn't harvest all that well. But that's fine. Whatever. I don't care too much. I could reduce the size with this, and it would do a lot more around here, but it would miss some of the other ones. So I could always move it if need be, but I don't know. I think for now it's fine. But let's see, what all did I do? So where to begin? I went ahead and did all that, and all of the pipes in the back are taken care of, except for these guys. So that's that. And we're going to go over kind of all of these different ender chests. So I have a ton of ender chests. I have, let me see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 different combinations for ender chests that I know of. I have like, there's a handful kind of laying around. Like this is the gray, light gray, light gray, light gray. This is the capacitors for the farm in the nether. We have black, which is for the octuple compressed cobblestone. Green, which is basically the mob farm type of stuff. Anything that goes into here. And I picked up a living rock. Oops. Let's turn that off. All sorts of stuff. We have, yeah, like I said, 11 of them. There's a lot just kind of sitting around everywhere. And we're going to be hooking up a couple more. So where did I do the one? I needed power, so I did it over here. One other thing I needed to do, I needed some enriched iron, so I had to make another metallurgic infuser with compressed coal. I've been working on getting more and more plastic. We're needing some blue plastic as well, so I have that set up back here. Just making more and more plastic as we go. Not a big deal. But we need the blue plastic to make more of these guys. I taught the system how to make the turrets, the turret bases. So we have a stack of those now. And those go right here. And we almost have everything we need. Now I'm going to need at least 2 more, 2 of these. So let's get actually another 2 chaotic cores. So yeah, I'm going to need a couple of the Chaos Catalysts, but that's not that big of a deal. The biggest thing right now that we need for that is the Infinity Catalyst, and then the Advanced PCB is the other thing. I'm probably going to end up making these off camera, just because it'll be easier. And yeah, so I did that. I got the Metallurgic Infuser for the enriched iron, which is needed for the turret bases, specifically the tier 2 sensor. Everything else is EMCable except for the sensors after tier 1, so I had to deal with that. I went ahead and right down here we have our octuple compressed cobblestone turned into quadruple, and this is full up pretty much, and I'm currently not extracting anything. That's what the lever's for. So yeah, there's that. I don't know if I upgraded this on camera or not, but I upgraded that. It's been a couple hours. So yeah, we have quadruple compressed with black, gray, light gray. I thought that was kind of a clever idea. I like doing the colors to be, for the ender chest combinations, to be somewhat close to what we're actually working with. So this is going to be the black, gray, light gray, and if I go ahead and enable this, always active, these will slowly fill up with quadruple compressed cobblestone. So plenty of pork chops and imp hide and all this kind of stuff. But before we can hook this up, we need a lot more raw meat, so that when we basically have everything running, we don't run out of space. So what I mean by that is we want to have completely full the dire auto crafting table. We want that to be completely full so that it doesn't do anything. So we're gonna need more meat, And that'll lead me to over here. So I went ahead and did all of the impulse plates. But unfortunately, if I summon a couple of villagers, there is a problem. Oh my gosh. Move. Okay, so there's a little bit of a problem. And that problem is the slaughterhouse doesn't actually work on villagers. For whatever reason, it just does not work. So what we're going to have to do is pretty easy. We're going to take this mob soul and we're going to switch them. That's it. Spawner tier. I don't know why it looks weird, but it does. Now this should work just fine. We'll see in just a second. Yeah, so that will work just fine. That will give us pink slime and meat. Meat gets put over here and processed into raw meat ingots. Perfect. Now, before you guys freak out, don't worry, I do have another villager soul. I made sure to get one before I did that, but yeah, so that was a necessary thing that we had to do in order to make sure everything was working right. So now we can just leave that on, and it will just constantly give us meat and pink slime. So yeah, and then once we're kind of full up on meat, we can the raw meat ingots will hook up a dire auto crafting table. So unfortunately, that's probably not going to happen today in this episode, but we're going to get everything else kind of ready. So I guess the next thing we can do is we can go ahead and activate this one. Real quick, let's talk about the berries. So I have all the berries piping into ender chests with black, and then the color they are. So we have gray, green, light blue, lime, and orange. And these are just going to be sent down below. No big deal there. I think the only thing that's kind of a note is I'm using black at the beginning to signify that it's part of the ultimate stew. And then using the other three colors. So they're all right here. And the last one is gray, gray, gray. And that is one we still need to hook up. There's one over here too. And it's for the tiny piles of neutroniums. Neutron, tiny piles, whatever it's called. It's this stuff. Pile of neutrons. There we go. And that is going to be processed right here. So all we need to do is get neutrons. We're going to get a pile of neutrons. And we're going to take a export bus and put it right there and tell it to export neutrons. And then we're going to also give it a crafting card so that it knows how to make them. The system knows how to make neutrons so if I take them all out, it will craft them. So that is cool. And then all we need to do is get some acceleration cards, which we can get advanced cards. You can get a bunch of those with some nether stars, because why not? And basically just make all the stuff we could ever want. So let's get a bunch of these guys, and that will be enough forever. A stack should be enough for everything we ever need. So we just put those in there. And what we can also do is neutrons, go ahead and craft like 1,000 of them. And that should be pretty easy. But as you can see, this is going to give us the tiny piles of neutrons. Let's go ahead and turn this guy on. So we need to insert on brown. Always active. And we want to make sure that this has round robin, as well as we're going to need some speed upgrades. And ideally, it's not going to be a big of a deal to have... so, Ultimate Stew makes 9 each time, and Meatballs makes 2 each time. So the idea is going to be having everything in there, and then as long as it's full, and we don't run out of anything, it will never have a problem. It will never clog or anything like that. So I will just need to do extract on green, or not green, on red for all of these. And then this will be where the guy is, the dire auto crafting table. So red, always active. And we'll go ahead and copy paste. The reason I had to use brown is just so that I could tell if there was anything that was not connected properly. It's like right there. So I missed one. This guy will never fill up, and we would have a missing spot, and that would be bad. But we can easily copy paste, and it doesn't matter. It makes it really easy to see that you've kind of got everything. I've said this many times. It's the best advice I can get. Well, the best advice I can give for mass buildings like that. So we have Ultimate Stew and Ultimate or Cosmic Meatballs basically taken care of. All we need to do now is get a lot of meat, and we have almost 3 stacks. So that should be good for the time being. So the only other thing we need to do is make the actual. We're gonna need 2 of the auto craftings. So we're gonna need assembly IO units times 4. And we need 22 more blue. By the way, that's not actually doing anything. It's just glitched. We have 39. Perfect. And this isn't hooked up to anything because I actually want it to kind of fill up and just stay with a single stack. We're going to need a lot more of the other colors than that one, so not that big of a deal. Actually, we might even want a 3rd of these, but we'll worry about that later. So assembly IO units. And I want to make this because I want to kind of talk about one last little problem we're going to run into. So there is our next dire auto crafting table. And we get our crafting units back, which is kind of cool. Alright, so, and by the way, I should mention, I'll mention it once we get over there. Let's go ahead and get more coal in there. So, something of note is these chests, there's 75 of them. That's how many we needed for this whole thing, is 75 different EMCable items. And then there's 5 non plus the neutrons, so that makes 6. And that is 81 items. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to set down this guy right here. In fact, we should probably light this area up a little bit more. So this is the dire auto crafting table, and what we're going to do, we're going to grab a stack of neutrons. We're going to put that there. We're going to grab 2 stacks of meat. And I like to do this in the order, so these are right here. And the way we're going to kind of handle this whole situation is, let's go grab some cobblestone. We're going to take cobblestone, and this is how we're going to kind of make sure that this doesn't overfill. So, like I said, these 2 systems, they're going to be very similar. I'm going to set this one up off camera. I'm going to need more chaos catalysts, so I'm going to have to make some infinity catalysts, and I'll go ahead and make a chaos catalyst off camera. Probably just 1 for now, but we are going to want to set up making these guys. And that's going to be kind of a pain, but also not. We should be able to do auto crafting with it. We're going to do that one kind of weird. But I do know of a way to use applied energistics to make it work. It's not the most straightforward way. It's kind of interesting, but it should work. Hopefully. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically fill this up with junk items. And this side actually doesn't matter as much, I don't believe. right? We're going to need more than a single stack of items to do this. So I believe what we do is we teach the recipe over here, and then all the items are in there. So we're going to need 2 stacks of all of these. And the idea is, as long as this never fills, like, as long as nothing ever empties completely. So for this one, raw meat is going to be 100% our, like, our dangerous thing that could fill up. So long as that never happens, we won't have any problems. But if that does happen, then we will. So hopefully it doesn't. And then we have what? Raw impied and then mutton. I don't know why I did it that way, but I did. So ideally, it doesn't fill up. So we're just going to let this go. And then if we put this on insert, it should start filling back up with stuff. And then this is full. So the idea is we'll never run out of things in here. Hopefully. The only thing that's kind of a concern is the raw meat. So I'm going to let that kind of run for a while I do other things. And then whenever we need cosmic meatballs, we just take out a stack. Now we're going to need them for the infinity catalyst. So I'm going to have to figure out a good way for that. What we might end up doing, and this is kind of weird as well, is we might end up storing them in a mini chest. So mini chests, as we've seen before, only hold a single stack of an item. So we just basically put that in there, connect it with a conduit, and then we put a storage bus on the mini chest. And basically that will tell the applied energistic system that, hey, we have those, we can do stuff with them. Alternatively, we could import them. There's other things we can do, but the whole idea behind this is if we block everything else out and never run out of anything, this will never mess up. We could do that with the eternal singularities as well, but the problem is we have to fill everything up. So we have to kind of guarantee that we're never going to run out of items, and that's unlikely because of emeralds and diamonds and shiny singularities. They're all really nasty. So that is kind of where we're at right now. We're gonna have ultimate stew. Now ultimate stew, we get 9 for every single recipe. So the sticking point is these berries. I might look into rebuilding this farm, maybe make it smaller so it harvests more often. Because what is the actual range of this? It does grab all 3 layers, I do believe, but the range is much longer than it looks. So what we could do is shrink this a little bit. So this is what, a 7? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it starts with a 3x3, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on each side. So it's going to be 14 plus 3, so it's going to be 17. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it's about 17, I think. So if we shrunk that down to like here, or even like here, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that'd be like a 3. We could do like a 3 wide, and then I could just rearrange this stuff and it'd be fine. I might do that just because this is really inefficient, just because it's every time it harvests, it looks at all of these blocks. And so if we want to harvest these a little bit more often, we can't do that. Alternatively, we might just do one layer, and that could be better as well. So I'll kind of think about this. I'll probably rework this, but that is going to be the only sticking point for this system. All of this stuff should be fine, and neutrons, honestly, we have so many of these, it's not ever going to be a problem. So that's that. I think we'll stop there for now, and next time the plan is going to be this. I'm going to make one more dire auto crafting table so that I can get the ultimate stew, and next time what we're going to focus on is getting do I want to do it automatically or not? We could do this one automatically, where we could make two more auto crafting tables, and do one for the chaos catalyst and one for the infinity catalyst, and then we'll have to deal with the internal singularities. I'll have to figure that one out, how I want to do that one, and I think that's what we'll do. We'll do those three, and then we'll start looking at making chaos ingots. We should have plenty of palladium crystals. We'll just need more chaos crystals and chaotic cores, and I can do a lot of that stuff auto crafting. So it shouldn't be too much of a problem. It's just a question of how easily can we do that. So I'm going to consider what we can do to automate the other things, and we'll go from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!